Hey there friends, tonight's story is a soft one. We're going to wonder together. What if our universe was inside a black hole? We'll drift through gravity's gentle pull, explore the folds of space and time, and imagine stars being born in places no eye has ever seen. If you're here to wind down, find rest, or just let your thoughts wander a little before sleep, you're in the right place. And if your mind stays wide awake with wonder, that's okay too. If you enjoy these sleepy science journeys, tapping like or subscribing really helps this little channel bloom. And I love hearing from you. Let me know where you're listening from tonight. Maybe you're curled up in rainy Edinburgh, yawning through a late night in Toronto, or quietly floating on a beanbag in New Zealand with a cat named Nebula. Take a breath. Let your shoulders soften. Let your thoughts settle like dew on early morning grass. Put on your headphones. Close your eyes. This video isn't for your eyes. It's for your imagination. It's made for relaxation and learning. Ready? Let's begin. Close your eyes and imagine you are floating. Not in the sea, not in the sky, but somewhere even quieter. Even deeper. You're drifting through a soft darkness where nothing rushes and nothing shouts. A place where time feels like a lullaby and space feels like a blanket. This is the beginning of a question. A gentle question that wonders. What if everything we see, the stars, the planets, the moon, even us, was tucked safely inside a black hole? It's a strange thought, but it's not a scary one. It's like asking, what if the universe was a pearl hidden deep inside a shell of space and time, a secret world inside a quiet pocket of the cosmos? To understand this thought, let's first take a slow step back. Let's wander into what we think a black hole is. Not a hole in the floor or a hole in the sky, but more like a place where gravity has curled so tightly around itself that even light cannot escape. Gravity, you see, is like a hug. The more mass something has, the tighter it hugs. A planet hugs. A star hugs harder. And a black hole? It hugs so strongly that anything that comes too close can never leave. But don't worry, we're not falling in. We're just peeking from a safe distance, watching this quiet mystery from the edge of forever. Black holes don't chase, they don't roar. They just sit still and heavy, like sleeping giants at the edge of space. Now imagine this. A star long ago runs out of fuel. It used to shine, burning bright in the dark. But slowly its fire dims. It can't hold itself up anymore. Its center begins to collapse. And when it does, gravity wins. The star falls inward, folding itself smaller and smaller until it becomes something else entirely. A black hole is born, but what happens inside? We don't truly know, not yet. Because when something crosses the edge of a black hole, the place we call the event horizon, it's like it slips out of our world. We can't see in. We can't hear from it again. It's like a secret kept perfectly. And yet, there's a whisper among scientists, floating softly in the quiet rooms of thought. A whisper that wonders, what if that place inside, that strange hidden place, isn't just a crushed star? What if it's something bigger? Some say maybe, just maybe, it could be a universe all its own. A place where time still ticks, where galaxies still spin and where stars are born and live and die, just like in our own sky. A place so tucked away, so curled inside the folds of space that no one outside could ever peek in, not even light. Could our universe, the one we live in now with blue skies and music and dreams, be one of those hidden places? Could we be inside a black hole without even knowing it? It's not such a wild idea when you think slowly. When a black hole forms, space itself curves inward. Time slows. everything feels pulled, and inside there may be no end, just a long, stretching tunnel of space-time like a balloon that grows instead of pops. That balloon, growing from that tiny hidden point, might bloom into a universe just like ours. And if that's true, then maybe the Big Bang, the moment our universe was born, wasn't an explosion from nowhere. Maybe it was the other side of a collapse. Maybe it was the beginning of a black hole somewhere else in a bigger universe, and we are the bloom that came from it. A flower growing in a garden we cannot see. It's a quiet idea, a slow one, the kind you carry in your heart when the stars come out and the night is soft. Because it means we might not be alone in the vastness. There might be many universes, each one nestled inside a black hole, like seeds in a cosmic orchard, each one different, each one dreaming. Of course, we don't know for sure. The truth is shy, and the universe keeps its secrets well. But asking the question, what if, is a kind of magic. It stretches our minds gently, like reaching your hand out toward the stars, not to grab them, but just to feel their glow. And so we float here, in our own quiet corner of the cosmos, wondering softly, maybe we are inside a black hole. Maybe we are part of something bigger, something that cradles us gently without our knowing. And maybe, just maybe, that's why everything began in a tiny, brilliant flash, and why the universe keeps expanding like breath in the dark. It's okay not to know. Sometimes just wondering is enough. If you sit very still and close your eyes, you might notice the world gently moving, even when you're not. The earth turns, the stars glide across the sky, and time flows like a quiet stream. But long ago, before there were stars or time or even space to move through, there was something else, or maybe nothing at all. And yet somehow from that strange quietness, everything began. Scientists call that moment the Big Bang. But it wasn't really a bang like a firework or a drum. It didn't make a sound. It wasn't loud. It was more like the softest whisper, unfolding silently in the dark. A single moment when space itself began to stretch. Time took its first breath. And the universe, so small it could have fit in the palm of your hand, began to grow. But where did it grow? Into what? There was no outside for it to expand into. It didn't explode into space. Space came with it. Like a dream unrolling while you sleep, the universe unfolded within itself. And maybe, just maybe, it was blooming from a place we call a black hole. Not in our universe, but in another. One older, perhaps grander, that we can never see. This idea is gentle, but powerful. It asks us to imagine space and time, not as empty nothingness, but as something soft and flexible. Like a bedsheet stretched out across the stars. If you place something heavy on it, a planet, a star, the sheet dips. That's gravity. The heavier the thing, the deeper the dip. And a black hole? That's when the sheet folds in so deeply it seems to vanish beneath itself. But maybe on the other side of that fold a new sheet begins, a new universe cradled in the curve. It's strange to think of time as something that can stretch or bend or even stop, but it can, and it does. Near black holes, time moves more slowly. If you stood near one, safely, far from danger, you would feel time crawl. A second might feel like a minute. An hour might pass while the rest of the universe zooms ahead. It's like being in a dream where everything moves in slow motion, while the world outside races on. And deep inside a black hole, time may stop altogether, or it may start again in a brand new way, That's the wonder of it. We don't know for sure. Not yet. But some thinkers with chalk and paper and quiet wonder believe that the end of time in one place could become the beginning in another, that when a black hole collapses space and time into a single tiny point, it doesn't end everything. It starts something new. That new thing could be us. Our universe is still expanding, still stretching. Every second, galaxies drift farther apart like leaves floating away on a calm river. This expansion began with the Big Bang, and it hasn't stopped. But what started it? What gave that first gentle push? Some say it might have been the moment another universe ended, or at least changed. That its black hole gave birth to our cosmos, like a seed dropping into rich soil. And maybe every black hole does this. Maybe inside each one a new universe grows. Different laws, different stars, different wonders. A multiverse not of chaos, but of quiet, blooming mystery. And so here we are, inside our own quiet bloom, living on a small blue world that spins gently around a sun, tucked deep in the arm of a spiral galaxy, floating in the dark, a galaxy among billions, a universe among who knows how many, all of it perhaps nestled in the heart of a black hole, the womb of stars. When we look up at the night sky, we're not just seeing stars, we're seeing deep into time. Light travels slowly, and even though it feels instant to us, it takes years, centuries, millennia to reach our eyes. Some of the stars we see no longer exist. Their light is a memory, still crossing the void. The past is always shining down on us, and the future, it stretches on, quietly like a road through mist. We don't know where it leads, but if our universe began inside a black hole, then perhaps one day it too will make new black holes, and inside those more universes will be born. The cycle continues, gently, endlessly, like a song without a final note. So what is a black hole really? Is it an end, a prison, or is it a doorway, a passage? Maybe it is all of those things. Or maybe it is something our words cannot hold yet, a cosmic lullaby too vast and slow to understand fully. But we don't have to know everything to feel wonder. Wonder lives in the not knowing. It lives in the questions, the quiet ones, the bedtime thoughts that float through the air as you fall asleep. Could we really be inside a black hole? It's a soft maybe, a gentle possibility. And thinking about it doesn't make the world feel smaller, it makes it feel even more magical. Because it means we are a part of something greater, something beyond stars, beyond time, beyond what we can touch. And yet here we are, thinking, breathing, dreaming inside it, carried along by the river of time, floating in a universe that may have been born from the ashes of another, now gone, a universe that might one day give birth to something new. The stars shine down, the night hums with ancient light,
long ago,
and somewhere
before the
perhaps
stars,
another child
before
on
even
another
time had
world
a
wonders
name,
the same things.
there was
Long,
no sky
long
to
ago,
hold light,
before the
no
stars,
earth
before
to
even
rest your
time
feet
had a
on,
name,
and
there was
no
no
wind
sky
to
to
whisper
hold
through
light,
the trees.
no earth
There was
to
only
rest
a
your feet
stillness,
on, and no
a
wind to
silence so
whisper through
deep
the
it didn't even
trees.
echo.
There was
And
only a
quietly,
stillness,
something began
a
to stir,
silence so deep it didn't
not
even
with a
echo.
roar, not with
And
a
then,
crack,
quietly,
but with
something
a
began
hush,
to stir,
a breath,
not with a
the
roar,
softest
not with a
change,
crack,
like
but
the
with a
first
hush,
ripple on a
a
sleeping
breath.
pond.
The
In
softest
that breath,
change, like
the
the
universe
first
was
ripple
born.
on a sleeping
A
pond.
single point,
In that breath,
smaller than
the
a grain of
universe was
sand,
born.
holding
A
everything.
single point, smaller
All
than a
the
grain of
stars,
sand, holding
all the
everything.
atoms,
All the
the
stars,
light
all the
and all the
atoms,
future.
all the light, and all the
Everything
future.
that would ever be
Everything that would
gently
ever
curled
be
into one
gently
tiny
curled
dot.
into one tiny
It didn't
dot.
explode.
It didn't
It
explode,
expanded.
it expanded.
Slowly at first,
then
then faster,
then
stretching
faster,
space like
stretching
soft
space
dough
like
in warm
soft
hands.
dough in warm hands.
And this expansion
And this
was not into
expansion was
something,
not into something,
but into itself,
creating
space
as it grew.
We call
We
that
call that
moment
the Big Bang.
but it wasn't
loud.
It wasn't
fiery.
Not in the way we
think.
It was the birth of space itself,
of
time,
and of time,
and maybe,
just
the bloom
maybe. It was the bloom of a black hole's secret heart.
Somewhere in another universe, a massive star
may have collapsed inward.
Its gravity may have squeezed it
tighter and tighter until it disappeared into itself. But instead of ending, it began again. Not where it was, but here, in this place, our universe. That's one idea, one soft thread in a tapestry of gentle guesses. Because when we look back through telescopes and math and dreams, we find something strange. The early universe was very smooth,
we find something strange.
Even, calm,
the early
like a still
universe
lake
was
without a
very
ripple.
smooth.
That kind
Even
of balance
calm,
doesn't just
like a still
happen.
lake without
It
a
needs
ripple.
something to
That
set
kind of
it,
balance
to
doesn't just
guide
happen.
it.
It
And maybe
needs
that
something to
guidance
set it,
came from where
to
we
guide
began. If we were
And
born
maybe that
inside a
guidance
black
came
hole,
from where
then
we
that
began.
smoothness might be the fingerprint
If we
of
were
what came
born inside
before.
a black hole,
A whisper
then that
from a parent
smoothness might be the
universe,
fingerprint
a quiet
of what came
memory of the
before.
way things once were,
A whisper from a
now
parent
shaping
universe,
the way things
a
are.
quiet memory of the way things
As the
once
universe
were,
grew, it cooled,
now shaping
like
the way
tea
things
left
are.
out under the stars.
As the
And in that
universe
cooling
grew,
light could
it
finally
cooled,
stretch its arms.
like tea left
At
out
first
under
it
the
was
stars.
everywhere, a glowing
And in
fog
that
that
cooling
filled all space.
Light could
We still
finally
see that
stretch
glow
its
today.
arms.
We call it
At
the
first,
cosmic
it
microwave
was everywhere.
background.
A
But
glowing
maybe it's
fog that
something
filled all
more.
space.
Maybe it's the
We
light
still see that glow
left
today.
over from birth.
Call it the cosmic
the soft
microwave
afterglow
background.
of our universe's
But
first
maybe
breath.
it's something more.
A
So
warm
maybe it's the
blanket
light
of
left
light
over from birth.
wrapping around us,
The
even
soft
now, so
afterglow of
faint
our
and
universe's
quiet we
first
need
breath.
special eyes to see it.
A warm blanket of
That light is a
wrapping
message,
around us even now.
not in words,
so faint and
but in
quiet we need
patterns.
special eyes to see
It tells us how smooth
That
things
light
were,
is a message,
how the universe
not in
began
words,
to grow,
but in
and how
patterns.
tiny ripples became stars
It tells
and
us how
galaxies
smooth
and the
things
vast
were,
sky
how
we
the
live
universe
beneath.
began to grow,
And those
and how
ripples,
tiny ripples
those small
became
soft
stars,
waves, might have come
and
from
galaxies,
deep within the
and the
place that
vast
gave us
sky we
life.
live beneath.
They might
and
be
those
echoes
ripples,
from the black
those
hole we
small,
were born
soft
in,
waves
stretched and
might have
sewn
come
into
from deep
space as it
within the place
bloomed.
that gave us life.
Inside
They
that
might be
gentle
echoes
stretching,
from the black
atoms
hole
began
we
to
were born
form,
in,
tiny
stretched and
building
sewn
blocks,
into space as
so
it bloomed.
small they can dance through your
Inside
body
that
without
gentle
you feeling
stretching,
them. First came
atoms
hydrogen,
began to form.
then helium, the
Tiny building
simplest,
blocks,
lightest elements.
so small
And
they
with
can
time,
dance through
these
your body
atoms
without you
gathered.
feeling them.
Gravity pulled them
First came
close like
hydrogen,
hands holding
then helium,
hands.
the
And
simplest,
in those
lightest
gatherings,
elements.
the first stars were
And with
born.
time, these atoms
Imagine
gathered.
a night with no
Gravity
stars,
pulled them close,
just black,
like hands
just
holding
silence.
hands.
Then one
And
day,
in those
a
gatherings,
flicker,
the first stars
a
were
soft
born.
light in the dark.
Imagine a night with
A
no
star is
stars,
born, and then
just
another,
black,
and another,
just silence.
until the sky
Then one
becomes a
day,
canvas
a
of
flicker,
glitter,
A
stitched
soft
with light.
in the dark.
Those first stars
A
were
star is
giants.
born,
They
then
lived
another,
fast,
another.
burned bright,
Now
and
the sky
died young.
becomes a canvas
And
of
when they
glitter
died,
stitched with
they
light.
left behind more than silence.
Those first stars were
They
giants.
left heavier
They
elements,
lived fast,
carbon,
burned
oxygen,
bright,
iron,
and
the
died
things
young.
that would one day
When
build
they died,
planets
they
and
left
people.
behind more than silence.
You are made of those stardust
They left
pieces,
heavier elements,
the iron in
carbon,
your blood, the
oxygen,
calcium in your
iron,
bones, the
things that
oxygen
would
in your
one day
breath.
build planets.
All of it
and
once
people
lived in the heart
were
of
made
a
of those
star.
stardust pieces.
And those stars may trace
iron
their
in your
family
blood,
tree all the way back to a
calcium in
black
your
hole in
bones,
another
the
universe.
oxygen in your
A
breath.
beginning inside an
All
end.
of it once lived in the heart
If
of a
black
star.
holes can birth new
And
universes,
those stars may
then every
trace their
time a star
family
dies
tree
and
all the way
collapses,
back to
it
a
may
black
not be dying
hole
at
in
all.
another universe.
It may be planting a
beginning
seed,
inside an
a
end.
tiny point from which
If
another
black holes
universe
can
will
birth
bloom.
new universes,
In that way, endings
then
aren't
every time
really
a star
endings.
dies
They're
and
just
collapses,
new beginnings wearing
it may
different
not be
shapes.
dying at all.
That thought is soft
It may be
and
planting
strange
a
and
seed.
comforting.
a
because
tiny
it means
point
the
from which
cosmos is
another
always
universe
breathing.
will bloom.
In
In that way, endings aren't really endings.
Stars born.
They're just new beginnings.
Stars
wearing
gone.
different shapes.
Universe is expanding.
That thought is soft
Universe
and
is
strange
beginning.
and comforting.
A gentle
Because it means
cycle
the
like the
cosmos
waves
is
at
always
the edge
breathing.
of sleep. One
In,
world giving rise to the
out.
next, without noise,
Stars
without
born.
rush. And
Stars
so
gone.
our universe grew.
Universe is
It
expanding.
kept expanding, gently
Universe
pulling
is
stars and
beginning.
galaxies apart.
A gentle
But
cycle
not evenly.
like the waves at the
Some
edge
places
of sleep.
grew dense.
One
Galaxies
world
spun
giving rise
themselves
to the
into
next,
spirals and
without
clusters,
noise,
while
without
other
rush.
places stayed quiet and
so,
empty,
our universe
like
grew,
untouched snow.
kept expanding,
And still
gently
in all
pulling
of it, the
stars
same
and
question
galaxies
lingers.
apart.
Where did it
But
come
not
from?
evenly.
Why does it look like
Some
this?
places grew dense.
Why are the laws of physics just right
Galaxies
for
spun
stars and
themselves into
life
spirals
and breath?
and clusters,
Some say
while
it's
other
chance,
places stayed
others say
quiet and
design.
empty, like
There's
untouched
another
snow.
idea, one that feels like
still,
a lullaby
in all
for the
of it,
mind.
The same question
If there are
lingers.
many universes,
Where did
each
it come
born
from?
inside its own black hole,
Why does it
then
look
most
like
of them
this?
may be too strange
Why
for
are
stars
the laws of
or
physics
life
just
or
right
light,
for stars
but a
and
few,
life and breath?
a rare few,
Some say
might
it's
get
chance,
everything just
others
right,
say design,
like ours.
but there's another idea.
And in those rare few,
One that
there
feels
would
like
be
a lullaby
beings,
for the mind.
creatures who look up and ask
If there are many
softly how they came
universes,
to be.
each born inside
You
its
are one
own
of those
black hole,
beings, a piece
then
of the
most of them
universe
may be
asking
too
about
strange
itself,
for stars or
thinking,
life
wondering,
or light.
dreaming in the dark.
But a few,
And maybe that's the
rare
most
few,
beautiful part.
like
Time is a
time's
quiet thing. You can't see it. You can't hold it. But it's always there, like the soft
like
tick
the
of a
soft tick of a
heartbeat,
heartbeat,
moving
everything
gently forward.
It
It
slips through your fingers like warm water. And even though we try, we can never keep it still. It flows slowly and endlessly, like a river that doesn't know where it ends. When you look at the stars, you're looking into the
You're
past.
looking into the past.
The light that reaches your eyes tonight began its journey long ago.
Some
of it comes from stars that were born before humans ever walked the earth. Some comes from stars that no longer shine.
Some comes from stars that no longer shine.
But the light still travels.
But the light still travels, still whispers, still remembers.
In this way, the night sky is a kind of memory. A diary written in brightness and time.
And deep within space where time bends and stretches, black holes sit like ancient clocks with broken hands.
Around them,
time moves slowly, as if it's trying to catch its breath. And inside them, no one really knows what time does. Some say it stops. Others think it starts again in a new direction. If our universe was born in such a place, then our time may be the echo of that strange moment, not the end of something, but the beginning of something else. Imagine a black hole not as a trap, but as a door, a soft edge between one kind of time and another. On one side, a star collapsing, on the other, a universe expanding, one story ending, another just beginning. Maybe time inside a black hole is like a seed underground, still,
one story
hidden,
ending,
but full of possibility.
Just beginning.
And just as seeds
Maybe
become
time
trees,
inside a black hole is like a
become
seed
forests,
underground,
that
still
small
hidden
moment,
but full of possibility.
That quiet point where everything
and just
began,
as seeds become trees and trees become forests,
a place where time
small
could flow,
moment,
where light could travel,
where everything began,
where matter could
became
form.
Our universe.
And from that soft
unfolding,
the story of everything began to write itself.
Matter could form.
One moment at a time.
From that soft unfolding,
first came the light,
story of
not
everything
like sunlight
began
through
to write
your
itself.
window, but
one
a
moment
warm,
at a time.
even glow that filled
First came the
all
light.
space.
Not like
Then
sunlight
slowly,
through your window,
darkness
but
returned,
a warm, even glow
and
that
from
filled
it came
all
the
space.
stars.
Then,
Those first
slowly,
stars did not rise one by one like candles.
and from it
they
came
burst
the
into
stars.
being in every direction.
Those first
Whole
stars did not
galaxies
rise one
blooming
by
like
one
frozen
like candles.
fireworks across the black.
They burst into being in
Each
every
star a new
direction,
chapter,
whole galaxies
each
blooming
galaxy
like
a new
frozen
page.
fireworks across the black.
But time doesn't move
Star
the
a
same
new
everywhere.
chapter.
If you
Each
sat near a
galaxy,
black hole's
a new
edge, you would
page.
feel minutes like
But
hours.
time doesn't move
And
the
if
same
someone
everywhere.
far away looked
if you
at
sat
you,
near a
they
black
would see
hole's
you
edge,
move like a
you
slow
would feel
dream
minutes
stretched
like
by
hours.
time's gentle hands.
And if someone far
This
away
isn't
looked at
magic.
you, they would see you move
It's how
like a slow
space
dream
works when it
stretched by
bends under the
time's
weight
gentle
of gravity. The
This
deeper
isn't
the
magic.
gravity, the
It's how
slower the
space works
time.
when it bends under
This
the weight of
bending of
gravity.
time is something we can
The
measure.
deeper the gravity,
We've seen it
the
with
slower the
clocks in
time.
airplanes, with
This
signals
bending
from
of time is
satellites,
something we can
with
measure.
beams of
We've
light
seen it with
that curve
clocks
gently
and
as they
airplanes,
pass near
with
stars.
signals from satellites,
We've even heard it
with beams
in
of
the
light
soft,
that curve
distant
gently
echoes of
as
black
they pass
holes
near
colliding.
stars.
Waves
We've
in the
even heard
fabric
it
of
in the
space and
soft,
time,
distant echoes of
rippling
black
out across the
holes
universe
colliding.
like a stone dropped
Waves
in
in
a
the fabric
pond.
of space and time,
Those waves are called
rippling out across the
gravitational
universe
waves, and they're
like a
very
stone
faint.
dropped in a pond.
So faint
Those
that they
waves are
pass
called
through you every
gravitational
moment
waves.
without you feeling
No,
a thing.
and they re-very
But they
faint.
carry the memory of events
So
so
faint that they
massive and
pass
far
through you
away that they
every moment
stretch space
without
itself.
you feeling a thing.
They are the universe's way
But they
of
carry the
remembering its
memory of
deepest
events so
movements,
massive and
and
far
they may
away
be
that
the
they
songs of
stretch
black
space
holes
itself.
humming in the dark.
They are the universe's way
If
of
our
remembering
universe
its
lives inside
deepest
one of these
movements.
black holes, then
And
we
they may
too
be the
might be part
songs
of
of
that
black
music.
holes,
Our
humming in the
galaxy
dark.
spinning, our stars burning,
If our
all
universe
part of a
lives
long,
inside one
slow
of these
rhythm
black
that began at
holes,
the edge of another
then we
world.
too might be part of
Perhaps
that
we're
music.
the inside of a note still
Our
echoing from
galaxy's
another
spinning,
time.
our
And
stars
maybe someday
burning,
when our universe
all
is
part
old
of
and
a
quiet,
long, slow
we will
rhythm
hum a new note
that
of our
began
own,
at the edge of
a
another
black hole
world.
forming, and within
Perhaps
it
we
the
are the
beginning of
inside
something
of a
else.
note still
We do
echoing
not see
from
these
another
things with
time.
our eyes. We
And
see
maybe
them with
someday,
wonder, with
when our universe
curiosity,
is old
with
and
soft
quiet,
questions that float
we will
like
hum a new
leaves
note
on a
of our
still
own,
pond.
a black hole
What is
forming,
time?
and
Where
within
does
it,
it go?
the beginning of
Can
something
it ever
else.
come back?
We do
And if we
not
could
see
follow
these
it all
things
the way
with our
back to the
eyes.
beginning, what would we find?
We see them with wonder,
We might find silence
curiosity,
or a whisper, or
soft
perhaps
questions
nothing
that
at
float
all,
like
just the
leaves on
edge
a
of what
still
we can
pond.
know. But even at that
What is
edge,
time?
there is
Where does
beauty.
it go?
Because
Can it ever
time
come
does
back?
not just carry
And
stars
if we
and
could follow
planets,
it all the way back
it
to the
carries love,
beginning,
memory,
what would we find?
thought. It
We
carries
might
you.
find silence,
Every breath you
or
take
a
is part
whisper.
of time's slow river,
or perhaps nothing
flowing
at all.
through a universe
just
that
the edge of
remembers
what
how
we
it
can know.
began, even if
But
we
even
don't.
at that edge, there is
And so we
beauty,
float
because time does
gently
not just
through
carry
this
stars
river,
and planets.
held by
It
gravity,
carries love,
lit by starlight,
memory,
softened
thought.
by time.
It carries you.
We are made of old light,
Every breath you take is
born
part
in
of
ancient
time's
fire,
slow river,
and carried
flowing through
forward
a
by a
universe
universe
that
that may
remembers
have
how it
once
began,
lived inside another.
even if we don't.
It's a story without a
And
final
so we float
page, written
gently
in
through
silence,
this river,
drifting toward a future
held
we
by
can't
gravity,
yet see,
lit by
but we
starlight,
can imagine it.
softened by time.
And that imagining is its
We are made
own
of old
kind
light,
of light.
born
There is
in
a
ancient
force
fire,
that holds
and
everything
carried
together,
forward by a
but we can't
universe
see it or
that
hear
may
it.
have once lived
It
inside
doesn't glow
another.
or buzz or sparkle.
It's a story without a final
it's
page,
there,
written in
always
silence,
quietly
drifting
shaping the
toward
way
a
the
future
universe
we can't
moves.
yet see.
This force
we
is
can imagine it.
gravity, and it's
And
softer
that
than it
imagining
seems.
is its
It
own
doesn't
kind of light.
push.
There
It
is a force
pulls
that holds
like
everything
an invisible
together,
hand
though we
reaching
can't
out,
see
not
it
to
or
grab,
hear it.
but to gather.
It doesn't
not to
glow
chase,
or
but to
buzz or
hold.
sparkle.
Every
it's
planet,
there,
every star,
always,
every pebble
quietly
in your shoe,
shaping the way the
they all
universe
feel
moves.
gravity's pull, even
This
you.
force is gravity.
When you drop something and,
it's
it
softer
falls
than
to
it
the floor,
seems.
that's gravity
Doesn't push,
whispering, come back
pulls.
down.
It's like an invisible
When the
hand
moon
reaching
circles
out.
the earth and the
Not to
tides
grab,
rise and
but to
fall, that's
gather.
gravity
It's not to
dancing
chase,
slowly
but to
in the
hold.
sea.
Every
When Earth
planet,
turns
every
around the
star,
sun,
every
and the sun
pebble in your
circles
shoe,
the center of the galaxy,
they all feel gravity's
it is
pull.
gravity that
Even
draws the
you.
paths.
When you
like
drop
lines
something
in
and it
soft
falls to the
sand.
floor,
But
that's
gravity is
gravity
more
whispering,
than just
come
a
back
pull.
down.
It's the
When
bending
the moon
of space
circles the
itself.
earth and the tides rise and
Imagine
fall,
space as
that's
a
gravity
soft
dancing
fabric,
slowly in the sea.
smooth and quiet.
When Earth turns
When
around
you
the
place
sun,
something heavy
and
on
the
it,
sun
the
circles the
fabric
center of the
dips.
galaxy,
That dip is
it
what
is
we feel
gravity
as
that draws the
gravity.
paths,
It's
like
not
lines
that
in
things are
soft
being
sand.
tugged. It's
But gravity
that
is
space
more than just a
itself
pull.
is
It's the
curving,
bending of
and
space
things are
itself.
following the
Imagine
curves
space
like
as a soft
marbles
fabric,
rolling along a gentle
smooth
slope.
and quiet.
This idea
When you place
was
something
whispered
heavy
into
on
the
it, the
world by a
fabric
man
dips.
named Einstein.
That dip is
He
what we
showed
feel
us
as
that
gravity.
space and time
It's not that
are
things
not
are
two
being
separate
tugged.
things,
It's that
but
space
one
itself
gentle
is
thing,
curving, and things
woven
are following
together.
the curves, like
Space
marbles
time.
rolling along a gentle
And
slope.
gravity is what happens
This
when
idea
that
was whispered
space-time
into the world by
bends.
a man named named
The
Einstein.
heavier something is,
He showed us
the more
that
it curves
space
the
and
space
time
around it.
are not two
And when
separate
something
things,
gets heavy enough,
but
that
one
curve
gentle
becomes
thing
so
woven
deep
together.
that nothing can climb out.
Space-time.
Not even light.
And gravity
That's
is
when
what
a black
happens
hole
when
is
that
born.
space-time bends.
But that doesn't mean it's a
The
monster.
heavier something
A
is,
black hole
the
doesn't
more it
hunt
curves
or
the space
devour.
around it.
It just exists.
And when something gets
like a
heavy
deep
enough,
well in the
that
fabric of
curve becomes
space-time.
so deep that
It
nothing
simply
can climb
bends
out.
space and
Not
time
even
so
light.
much that anything
That's when
nearby
a black
falls
hole
in.
is born.
gently,
But that doesn't mean it's a
endlessly.
monster.
And
Black
perhaps
hole doesn't
inside
hunt
that
or
fall,
devour,
a new world
just exists
begins.
like a deep well
If
in
our
the fabric
universe
of
was born
space-time.
inside
It
such
simply
a deep
bends
curve,
space
then
and time so much
everything
that
we
anything
see,
nearby falls
all
in,
the galaxies, all
gently,
the stars,
endlessly.
may be
And perhaps
unfolding
inside
inside
that fall, a new
bend.
world begins.
We are not on the
If our
outside
universe
looking
was
in.
born inside
We are
such a
within,
deep curve,
growing like
then
a
everything
flower
we
curled
see,
inside a bud.
all the galaxies,
and
all the
gravity is
stars
the
may be
gardener,
unfolding inside that
silent
bend.
and sure.
We are
Even
not
the
on the
shape of our
outside looking
universe
in.
might be a clue.
We are within, growing
It's
like
not
a flower
flat like
curled inside a
paper or
bud.
round like a ball.
And gravity is the
It's
gardener,
something softer,
silent and sure.
harder to imagine.
Even the shape of our
Curved
universe
in a way
might be a
that's
clue.
hard to see from the
It's
inside.
not flat like paper or
like
round like a
standing
ball.
inside a giant balloon.
It's something softer,
with no edges
harder
to
to
find.
imagine,
You can walk
curved in a way
forever
that's hard
and
to see
never
from
reach
the
a wall.
inside.
That's
Like
what our
standing
universe
inside a
feels
giant
like,
balloon with no edges
infinite
to
in one
find.
direction, yet still
You can
part
walk
of
forever
something larger,
and never reach a
something
wall.
whole.
That's
and
what our
gravity
universe
is the
feels
quiet
like.
artist painting that
Infinite
shape.
in one direction,
It gathers
yet
clouds
still
of
part
gas
of
into
something
stars.
larger,
It pulls
something
stars
whole.
into galaxies.
And gravity is the
It
quiet
draws
artist painting
galaxies
that
together
shape.
in great
Gathers
clusters
clouds
that
of
stretch
gas and
across the
stars,
cosmos like
pulls
spider
stars into
webs made of
galaxies,
starlight.
draws galaxies
And all
together
of
in
this
great
movement,
clusters that
all
stretch
of
across
this
the
quiet
cosmos like
falling
spider
and
webs
spinning
made of
and
starlight.
drifting is the
And
story
all
of
of this
gravity.
movement, all of this
written
quiet
across the
falling and
sky.
spinning and drifting,
Sometimes galaxies
story
come
of
close
gravity,
and begin to
written
swirl
across
around
the
each
sky.
other.
Sometimes
Slowly
galaxies
across
come
billions
close
of years
and
they
begin
may
to swirl
merge,
around each other.
their stars mixing like
Slowly,
colours in
across
water.
billions of years,
Even our own Milky
may
Way is
merge,
on a long, slow
their stars
path to meet
mixing
another
like
galaxy.
colors in water.
But don't worry.
Even our own Milky Way is on a long,
and it
slow
won't
path to
happen
meet
for
another
billions of
galaxy.
years.
But don't worry,
And when it
it's a
does,
gentle
the
dance,
stars will
and it won't
glide
happen for
past one
billions of
another
years.
like dancers.
And when it does,
graceful
the stars
and
will glide
silent.
past one another like
Gravity
dancers,
makes these
graceful
dances possible.
and silent.
And if we
Gravity
truly
makes
are
these
inside a
dances
black
possible.
hole,
If we truly
then the
are
curves
inside a
and
black
shapes
hole,
we see in the universe,
then the
the way
curves and
time
shapes we
flows,
see in the
the
universe,
way galaxies form,
the way
may
time
be part
flows,
of a bigger dance
the way
we can't
galaxies
see.
form, may
we
be
might
part
be
of a bigger
spinning
dance
within
we
a
can't
much
see.
larger rhythm.
We
held
might
by
be
a
spinning
gravity
within
that
a
began
much
long
larger
before
rhythm,
us.
held by a
And
gravity
yet,
that began long
gravity is
before
not
us.
the only touch in the cosmos.
And yet,
There are
gravity
other
is not
forces
the only
too,
touch in the
smaller,
cosmos.
quicker, more
There are other
playful.
forces too,
They shape atoms,
smaller,
sparks
quicker,
and light.
more playful.
But gravity is the one
They
that
shape
holds
atoms,
things for the long
sparks,
journey.
and light.
It is the patient
But gravity
force,
is the one that holds
storyteller,
things for the long
the
journey.
one that never rushes,
It is the patient force,
the one that holds
the
stars
storyteller,
close until they shine,
the one that never
and
rushes,
holds them tight again when they
stars
fade.
close
When
until
stars
they shine,
die, gravity
and
wraps
holds them
around their
tight again when
remains.
they fade.
Some become white
When
dwarfs,
stars die,
small and
gravity
glowing.
wraps around their remains.
Some become neutron stars,
Some become white
heavy
dwarfs,
and quiet,
small and
spinning
glowing.
like lighthouses in
Some
the dark.
become neutron
and the
stars,
heaviest
heavy and
become
quiet,
black
spinning
holes.
like lighthouses in the
Each one a
dark.
quiet fold in space,
And the heaviest
a doorway
become black
between
holes.
what was and what might be.
Each one a
and
quiet
maybe
fold in
deep
space,
within that doorway,
a doorway
a new
between what
universe
was
begins,
and what might
its
be.
own time,
And maybe,
its own
deep within
stars,
that doorway,
its own
a
gentle
new universe
gravity,
begins.
waiting to
Its
write
own
new
time,
stories.
its own stars.
If that's true,
its
then
own
gravity is
gentle
more than a
gravity,
force.
waiting
It's
to
a
write
bridge
new
between
stories.
worlds. We don't
If
have to be
that's
afraid
true,
of it.
then
Gravity is the
gravity
reason
is
we
more
don't
than a
float
force.
away. The
It's
reason
a
our
bridge
planet
between
circles
worlds.
the sun.
We don't
the
have
reason
to
we
be
can
afraid
sleep
of it.
under stars instead of drifting
Gravity
into
is
space.
the reason we don't
It is the
float away.
soft hand that holds everything
reason
in
our
place
planet
without asking
circles
for
the
anything
sun.
in return.
The reason we
maybe,
can sleep under
just
stars
maybe,
instead of drifting into
It
space.
is the same hand that
It is
opened
the
the door
soft
to our
hand that
universe,
holds everything in
that
place
shaped the
without
space
asking
we live
for
in,
anything in return.
that curved time
And
into
maybe,
a cradle so
just
our
maybe,
story could begin.
It is the same hand
So tonight,
that opened the door to
if
our
you look
universe,
up and feel the
that
pull
shaped
of
the
the
space we
stars,
live in,
that little
curved
tug
time
in your
into a
heart when
cradle
you see
so
the
our
moon
story
or
could
wonder what's
begin.
out there.
So
That is
tonight,
gravity
if you
too.
look up and feel the
Not
pull
just
of the
in your
stars,
body, but in your thoughts,
that little tug in
in
your
your
heart when you
dreaming,
see the
in your
moon or wonder
wondering.
what's out
It's
there,
the same force that
that
holds
is gravity
planets,
too.
that
It's
bends
not just in your
starlight,
body,
that
but
might
in
have
your
made
thoughts,
a universe inside
in
a
your
black
dreaming,
hole,
in your
and
wondering.
that now holds you
It's
gently
the same force
in its
that holds
endless
planets,
story.
that bends
There is something
starlight,
magical about
that might have have made a universe inside a black hole,
but it travels.
and that now holds you
endlessly.
gently.
It leaves one place and journeys through the dark, carrying
There is
stories
something magical
across time.
about light.
It
Does not
touches
walk or
planets,
whisper,
paints
but it
rainbows,
travels
wakes flowers,
silently,
and helps your eyes
endlessly.
find the morning.
It leaves
is
one
old
place
and fast
and journeys
and
through the
kind.
dark,
And
carrying
even when
stories
stars
across
die,
time,
their light
touches
keeps
planets,
going.
paints
It
rainbows,
never looks back.
wakes flowers,
Light is not
and helps
just
your eyes find the
brightness.
morning.
It is a message.
It is old and
it
fast
tells us what things are
and
made of,
kind.
how hot they burn,
And even
how
when
far
stars
away
die,
they live,
Their
We
light
see
keeps going.
galaxies not as they are,
It
but
never
as they
looks
were
back.
long ago,
Light is
when
not
their
just
light
brightness.
first began its journey.
It is a message.
The farther away a
It tells us
galaxy
what
is,
things are
the
made
older
of,
the light that
how
reaches
hot
us.
they burn,
Some of the light
how
we see
far
tonight
away they
began
live.
its trip billions
We see
of years
galaxies
ago,
not as they are,
before
but as they
Earth
were
was born,
long ago,
before
when their light
oceans,
first
before
began its
breath.
journey.
When you
The
gaze
farther
at the
away a
stars,
galaxy
you're not
is,
just looking into space,
the older the
you're
light
looking
that
into
reaches us.
time, deep
Some of the
time,
light we see
soft
tonight
time,
began its
a
trip
time
billions
older
of
than
years ago,
memory.
before
That
Earth was
light
born,
came from somewhere
before
carrying
oceans,
quiet secrets.
before breath.
It passed dust
When you
and
gaze at
darkness.
the stars,
It passed
you are not
comets
just
and
looking into
clouds,
space.
and
You are
at
looking
last,
into time,
it
deep
reached
time,
your eyes,
soft time,
little
time older
waves
than
from long
memory.
ago,
That
arriving
light
at
came
just
from
the right
somewhere,
moment.
carrying quiet secrets.
But light doesn't always
It
travel
passed dust and
straight.
darkness.
When it
past
passes near
comets and
something
clouds.
heavy, like a star
And at
or a black
last,
hole, it bends.
it reached your eyes.
Not because it wants
Little
to,
waves
but
from
because
long
space
ago
itself
arriving
is
at just the
curved.
right moment.
The light is simply
But
following
light
the
doesn't
path
always
of the
travel
curve.
straight.
It
When it
doesn't
passes
resist.
near something
It doesn't
heavy,
break.
like a star
It
or a black
flows
hole,
like a ribbon in the
it
wind.
bends. Not because
This
it wants
bending is
to, but
beautiful.
because space
It
itself
shows
is
us that
curved.
space is not empty
The light
and
is simply
still.
following the path
has
of the
shape.
curve.
It
doesn't
moves.
resist.
And
doesn't
maybe,
break.
just maybe,
It flows
we
like a
live
ribbon in
inside
the
one
wind.
of its deepest curves.
This bending is beautiful.
If our universe was
It shows
born
us
from a
that
black
space
hole,
is not empty
then
and
space
still.
may have folded in
shape.
such a
It
way that
moves.
everything we know,
And maybe,
light,
just maybe,
time,
we live inside one of its
distance,
deepest curves.
flows along that fold
If our universe was born from a
gently
black hole,
and
then
endlessly.
space may have folded in
And
such
that
a
would
way
mean
that everything
the
we know,
first light, the light of the
light,
beginning,
time,
is still
distance,
here with us,
flows along that
not
fold,
gone,
gently
just stretched,
and endlessly.
faded,
And that would mean that the first
whispering
light,
from all
the light of the
directions,
beginning,
like a
is still
lullaby
here
the
with
universe
us,
never stopped
not
humming.
gone, just stretched,
This light
faded,
is called the cosmic
whispering from all
microwave
directions like a
background.
lullaby.
It
The
fills
universe never
all of
stopped humming.
space evenly,
This
softly,
light is called the
like
cosmic
the warmth that
microwave
lingers
background.
after a fire has gone out.
It fills all of space.
We don't see this
evenly,
light with our
softly,
eyes, but
like
with
the
special
warmth that lingers
instruments.
after a fire has
It's
gone
faint
out.
and cold now.
We don't
but it
see
used to
this
be
light with
bright
our
and
eyes,
hot, the
but with
afterglow
special
of the very
instruments.
first moment.
It's faint and
A
cold
moment
now,
when
but it used
everything
to
was
be
still
bright
close
and
together.
hot.
When
The
space was
afterglow of the
smaller,
very first
and light
moment.
could not go far without
A moment when
bumping
everything
into
was still
something.
close together.
But as the universe
When space was
expanded,
smaller
space
and light could
stretched.
not go far
Light
without
had
bumping
more
into
room.
something.
It began to
But
travel
as the universe
free
expanded,
at last,
space
and it never
stretched.
stopped.
Light had more
If we
room,
are inside a
began
black
to travel,
hole, then this
free
light
at
might be our
last,
clue.
and it never stopped.
It might be the imprint
If
of
we
the
are inside
moment
a
our
black
universe
hole,
began.
then this
the
light
inside
might be our
echo of a
clue.
collapse that happened
It might be the
somewhere
imprint
else
of the
in
moment our
another
universe
world.
began.
And this echo
The inside
is not
echo of a
loud or
collapse
sharp,
that happened
it's
somewhere
soft,
else
gentle,
in another world.
uniform.
And this echo is
almost
not
too
loud or sharp,
perfect.
it's soft,
That
gentle,
perfection
uniform,
puzzles scientists.
almost too perfect.
Why is the cosmic
perfection
background
puzzles
so
scientists.
even, so smooth?
Why is the cosmic
It's
background
like all
so
parts of the
even,
universe
so
agreed on a
smooth?
temperature.
It's like
even though
all
they
parts
never
of the
had time to
universe agreed
speak.
on a temperature,
Unless-
even though they never had
Unless
time
they
to
were once
speak.
all together in a
Unless-
single place before space grew
Unless they
large.
were once all
That
together
would make
in
sense.
a single place
If everything
before
was
space
born
grew
from
large.
a single
that would
tiny
make
point
sense.
curled deep inside
If
a
everything
black
was born
hole,
from a single tiny
and so
point
light
curled
becomes
deep
our
inside
guide.
a black hole,
It travels across
and
the
so
stars.
light becomes our guide.
It bends
It
and
travels across the
reflects.
stars.
It tells us what
It
the
bends
universe
and
was,
reflects.
what it is.
It tells us
and
what the
maybe
universe
even
was,
what it will become.
what it is.
It is
and
our
maybe
messenger
even what it will
across the
become.
void. Our
It is our
silent
messenger across the
storyteller.
void, our silent
Sometimes light
storyteller.
gets trapped.
Sometimes
When it
light
falls
gets
into a
trapped.
black hole,
When
it
it
cannot
falls into a
leave.
black hole,
It doesn't
it cannot
scream.
leave.
It simply
doesn't
disappears
scream.
beyond
It
the
simply
edge,
disappears
the event
beyond the
horizon,
edge.
never
event
to
horizon,
return.
never
We
to
do not
return.
know what happens to it
We do
after
not know
that.
what happens
Some
to it
think
after
it
that.
vanishes.
Some
Others
think it
believe
vanishes.
the information it carries remains
Others believe the
hidden
information
on
it
the
carries
edge,
remains hidden on
like
the
a
edge,
memory written
like a
in
memory
invisible
written in
ink.
invisible ink.
But what if that trapped
But
light
what if that
doesn't
trapped
end?
light doesn't end?
What if it begins
What if it
again?
begins again? Inside.
If a black hole leads to a new universe, then maybe that light becomes part of the
beginning, part of the new time, part of the next song.
part of the next song.
Light that once fell in
Light
could
that
become the
once
first
fell
light
in
that
could become
rises
the
in
first
another
light that
sky.
rises in another
A circle
sky.
of brightness,
A circle
quiet
of brightness,
and eternal.
quiet.
And just like light,
and
we too are
eternal.
travelers. We live on a
And just
tiny
like
world
light,
that spins and
we
dances
too are
through
travelers.
space, catching
We
sunlight and
live on a
moonlight
tiny
and starlight,
world that spins
We
and
grow,
dances
we
through
wonder,
space,
we dream,
catching
and in doing
sunlight
so,
and moonlight
we carry the
and
light of
starlight.
thought, of curiosity,
We grow, we
of life.
wonder, we dream.
Perhaps that is why we're able
and
to
in
think
doing
about these
so,
questions
we
at
carry the
all,
light of
because we are
thought,
made of the same
of
light and dust
curiosity,
that
of
once
life.
danced in the heart of stars.
Perhaps
We are
that
the
is why we're
universe
able to
remembering
think about these
itself
questions
softly,
at all.
wondering where it
Because
came
we are made
from,
of the same
imagining
light
where
and
it might
dust that
go.
once danced in the heart of stars.
So the next time you see the
We
stars
are the
twinkle,
universe remembering itself
remember,
softly,
their light has traveled
wondering
far
where
to
it
meet
came
you.
from, imagining
It has
where it
crossed
might go.
time and space,
So the next time you see
passed
the
through
stars
gravity
twinkle,
and dark,
remember,
just
their
to
light
land
has
gently
travelled
in your
far
eye.
to meet you.
It is
has
ancient,
crossed time and space,
but it is
passed
here.
through gravity and
And in that
dark,
tiny
just to
flicker,
land gently
you are
in your
connected
eye.
to the beginning,
It is ancient,
and maybe, to the
But it
place
is
where
here,
beginnings are born.
And in that tiny
Light
flicker,
never grows tired.
you're connected
It just
to the
keeps
beginning.
going.
And maybe
And somewhere
to the
beyond
place
the
where
stars,
beginnings are born.
maybe there is more light waiting
never
to be
grows
born.
tired.
More
It just
universes
keeps
to unfold.
going.
More stories
And
to glow.
somewhere beyond the stars, maybe there is more light waiting to be born. More universes to unfold. More stories to glow. The night sky looks still, quiet, but it is full of motion. Galaxies drift apart. Stars orbit their centers. Planets turn, and in between all these movements there is something else. Something that does not shine or spin. A vast silence. A gentle, endless emptiness between things. This quiet space is not truly empty, but it feels that way. Cold, soft, silent, like a breath held forever. When you look up, you may see a few dozen stars. If you're lucky and the sky's dark, maybe a few thousand, but those are only the nearby lights. Beyond them, hidden in the silence, are trillions of stars, billions of galaxies, each galaxy spinning, glowing, moving away, all of them drifting through the same black velvet of space. And as they move, the silence between them grows. This silent growing is the expansion of the universe, the stretching of space itself. It's not that galaxies are racing through space, it's that space itself is growing between them, like dough rising in the oven, slowly pushing raisins farther apart. And the more space there is, the faster it stretches. This is not something we see with our eyes, but with careful listening. A kind of cosmic heartbeat, measured by the light of distant galaxies. We call it redshift, the way light stretches as space stretches. It's like a song played in slow motion. The farther away something is, the more its light shifts toward red, the low and lazy end of the rainbow. This tells us that the universe is not only moving, it's growing, quietly, patiently, like a tree that never stops reaching. And if our universe is inside a black hole, then this stretching may be part of the story. A black hole's center, the singularity, is where space and time twist tightly together. But on the inside, perhaps, that twist becomes the beginning of something new. Instead of collapsing forever, the twist turns into expansion, into soft unfolding, into a universe growing from a single point, into us. We used to think the universe would slow down, that one day gravity would pull everything back together. But instead, the opposite is true. The stretching is speeding up. Something we don't know what is pushing galaxies apart faster and faster. We call it dark energy, but it's not really dark. It's just invisible. A soft, steady push that fills all of space. Dark energy may be a hint. If the inside of a black hole becomes the universe, then it needs something to help it grow, to keep it from falling back in. Maybe dark energy is that something. Maybe it's the leftover breath of the universe's birth, still pushing softly outward. Or maybe it's the shape of space itself, curved in a way that pulls itself apart. We don't fully understand it, but that's okay. Not every question needs an answer right away. Some questions are meant to be carried, like stones in your pocket, gentle weight, gentle wonder, and in that wonder there is the silence, the great quiet between the stars. It is not empty. It is filled with soft things, with the whispers of old light, with the tremble of gravity waves, with particles too small to see, too fast to hold, with possibilities. That silence might be the same silence that came before everything, before time, before space, before the light, and now that silence holds it all. It is the canvas, and the stars are the paint. It is the stage, and galaxies are the dancers. And we, small and thinking, are part of the dance too. In some places, that silence is broken, not loudly, but beautifully. Two black holes spiral together, closer and closer until they kiss. And in that kiss, they send a ripple through space, a wave of gravity, faint and wide. It stretches the fabric of the universe just a little. We can feel it with special instruments. We've heard it. It sounds like a distant bird call, a sigh in the darkness. And if black holes can do that, send waves across the cosmos, maybe they can do something else too. Maybe they can begin things. Maybe they can bloom. We don't know if our universe is inside a black hole, but the way the universe moves, the way it stretches, the way it whispers hey and bends time, it all makes the question feel possible. Not proven, but poetic. A thought that fits the shape of the silence. Because inside that silence we find beauty. We find the space to wonder. And maybe inside that space universes are born. Quietly, lovingly, carried on the breath of something larger than we can ever name. You are part of that breath. A single moment in a long, quiet unfolding. You live between starlight and shadow in a universe that may be part of something even more vast. A thought within a thought. A spark within a hidden fire. So if the stars feel far away and the night feels still, remember, the silence between the stars is not empty. It holds all the beginnings, all the ends, all the quiet roads that might lead to other worlds. And maybe, just maybe, it is the softest place of all, where the next universe waits to bloom. There is something quiet and beautiful about memory. It does not shout, it does not rush, it simply stays, tucked gently inside us, like soft footprints in sand. The universe too has memories, not written in books, but in starlight, gravity, and the way space itself moves. These memories are not like ours, filled with faces and voices. They are deeper, older, softer. They are woven into the very shape of everything. Look closely at a galaxy. Spiral arms curl like a seashell, like a dancer caught in motion. That shape remembers how stars moved long ago. The stars themselves, glowing quietly, carry the memory of the clouds they came from. Huge clouds of gas and dust that once floated gently through space, waiting to become something more. Even the smallest things remember. A drop of water remembers the pull of gravity. A rock remembers the heat of long-gone suns. And perhaps the universe itself remembers the moment it began. Not in words, not in thoughts, but in the way it stretches, in the way it glows, in the quiet patterns of the cosmic microwave background. That soft light still whispering from the time when everything was young and close. If our universe came from a black hole, then the shape of space might carry that memory. The way time flows, the way galaxies cluster, the way black holes form again and again, all of it might be part of that remembering. Like a child repeating a lullaby they've never been taught, yet somehow always knew. The laws of physics, too, are a kind of memory. They are the same everywhere, and they do not change. The speed of light, the pull of gravity, the dance of atoms, these rules do not waver. They hold everything gently in place. It's almost as if the universe was built to remember how to stay itself. But why are these laws so perfect? Why do they allow stars to form and planets to spin and water to flow? Why do they allow life, thought, music and dreams? It would only take the tiniest change for everything to be different. A little more gravity, and the universe would have collapsed before stars were born. A little less, and everything would have drifted apart before atoms could meet. It is delicate, like a tightrope made of silk stretching through time, and we walk on it without even knowing. Some say this balance is a coincidence, others say it's fate. But there's another idea, soft, like a whisper. If universes are born inside black holes, then maybe there are many, many universes, each one with its own shape, its own rules. Most of them may be silent and dark, too hot, too cold, too strange. But every now and then, one universe gets the balance just right. Just enough gravity, just enough light, just enough wonder. And in that rare, gentle balance, stars shine, planets form, life begins, eyes open. And somewhere in that living, someone looks up and asks, why? You are part of that asking, part of the memory, part of the reason the universe can reflect on itself. You are made of atoms that once lived inside stars, inside galaxies, inside the very fabric of space and time. You're not outside the universe looking in. You're inside it, thinking its thoughts, feeling its feelings, and maybe the universe remembers through you. Perhaps this is what happens inside every black hole. A moment of collapse becomes a moment of bloom. Space folds, time flows, rules are written, light appears, and slowly, gently, a new universe wakes up. A place where stars will one day shine, and beings will one day wonder. A place that holds its own soft memories, folded deep into the shape of space. If that's true, then black holes are not just ends. They are beginnings in disguise, each one holding a secret, a seed, a future. And our universe, too, may be one of those seeds, born from another world's end, carrying the pattern of that world in its heart. There is something tender about that idea, that we are part of something ancient and ongoing, that every black hole we see in the night sky might be a universe in waiting, that each one might carry its own soft rules, its own quiet physics, its own story waiting to be told. And perhaps one day, far in the future, when our stars have grown old and dim, our universe will fold gently into a new black hole. And from within that fold, something new will begin. A universe with new light, new laws, and new eyes to ask the same gentle questions we ask now. Where did we come from? Why are we here? Are we alone? And the answers may not come in words. They may come in the way a star rises, or a leaf turns, or a child looks at the sky. They may come in the form of wonder, soft, open, and endless. Because in the end, maybe the universe doesn't need to remember everything exactly. Maybe it only needs to remember how to begin, how to bloom, how to shine, and maybe in some quiet way it remembers through us. Time is not a straight line, even if it often feels that way. We wake up, we grow, we change, and the days drift forward like little boats on a gentle stream. But time, when seen through the eyes of the universe, is more like a soft fabric, bending, stretching, folding, shaped by the things within it. Wherever there is gravity, time moves differently. It ticks slowly near heavy things like stars and planets. And near black holes, it moves so slowly that from far away it almost seems to stop. Imagine standing at the edge of a black hole, watching someone fall in. To them, it might feel like just a moment. But to you, standing back, they would appear to move more and more slowly, as if caught in a forever moment. This gentle slowing is not a trick, it's a truth, written into the way space and time are woven together. Space tells matter how to move, and matter tells space how to curve. This dance is called relativity, and it's one of the universe's most delicate poems. It says that space and time are not separate. They are part of one soft, connected thing, space-time, and black holes are where that fabric folds the deepest. If our universe was born inside a black hole, then maybe time didn't just begin, maybe it bloomed. Maybe it curved outward, not like a clock ticking, but like a flower opening, slowly, softly, making room for light and movement, for stardust and dreams. In our world, we think of time as something that always flows forward. But what if time is more like a song, with rhythm and loops, with echoes and patterns? What if inside a black hole the song of time is sung differently? Not faster, not slower, but deeper, richer, twisting in ways we cannot yet imagine. Some scientists think the inside of a black hole could give birth to a whole new timeline, a separate stream of moments, flowing outward like ripples in a pond. If that's true, then our own universe may be just one ripple, one moment born from the fold of another. And maybe, just maybe, time began not with a bang but with a turn, a twist, like the folding of paper, creating new edges, new corners, new paths. If space and time can fold, then perhaps time is not just something we move through, perhaps it's something that moves through us. Every heartbeat is a measure of time. Every memory is a stitch in its fabric. Every dream is a doorway to another when. Time lives in the way we grow, the way we heal, the way we love. And love, too, is shaped by time, not because it fades, but because it stays. It holds moments gently, keeping them soft and bright even after they've passed. In that way, time is not always about loss. Sometimes it is about keeping, remembering, belonging. If the universe is inside a black hole, then maybe time too has layers we haven't yet touched. Maybe each second is not just one moment, but many, stacked, folded, hidden like pages in a book we haven't yet learned how to read. And maybe black holes are not the end of time, but the deep libraries of it. Imagine a place where all the stories of the universe are held, the light of stars, the stretch of galaxies, the quiet falling of things. A black hole may look like darkness from the outside, but perhaps inside it holds everything that ever was, not destroyed but remembered differently, encoded in its folds, saved in its silence. This idea is not science fiction. It is a real question. We don't yet know what happens to the information that falls into a black hole. Some say it is lost forever. Others say it is saved, smeared on the surface of the black hole itself, like letters etched into stone. This idea is called the holographic principle, a soft theory that says everything that falls in is still there, just held differently. If true, then time itself may be written across the surface of space, not just flowing forward, but wrapped around us. We live inside time, yes, but maybe time also lives inside us. And in this gentle folding of space and time, we find something even softer. The possibility that nothing is ever truly lost. That every star that ever shone, every whisper that ever echoed, every dream ever dreamt, is still held in the quiet curves of the universe, held softly, quietly waiting. So when you look up at the stars and wonder where we came from, remember this. Time is not a race. It is not something to catch or chase. It is something we move through, and that moves through us. Like water, like wind, like love. And maybe, just maybe, the first second of our universe, the moment it began, was not the start of everything, but the continuation of something deeper. A moment curled inside another, like a secret within a secret. A song that had already begun, now playing in a new key. If black holes can hold time in their arms, and if we were born inside one, then we are not just creatures of space, we are creatures of time, folded, carried, held. Born from the gentle twist of space-time and walking now through its soft, endless unfolding. Gravity is not loud, it does not flash or roar, it simply pulls quietly, steadily, soft as a lullaby that never ends. Everything in the universe feels its touch, and stars, planets, oceans, even you. It is the gentlest force, and yet it shapes everything. We sometimes think of gravity as something heavy, something that keeps our feet on the ground and makes things fall. But it is more than that. It is the thread that weaves the universe together. It tells the moon how to dance around the earth, and the earth how to circle the sun. It tells the stars where to gather, and the galaxies how to swirl. Without it, there would be no shape, no closeness, no time for stories to unfold. Gravity doesn't push, it embraces. It pulls space into curves and folds, like fabric gently gathered in careful hands. And black holes are the deepest of those folds, places where gravity pulls so much space can't stay flat anymore. Time slows, light bends, everything leans inward, drawn toward a silence that doesn't let go. If our universe began inside a black hole, then perhaps that deep pull was the first thing to touch us. Not with sound or fire, but with a quiet gravity. A hug that grew large enough to become space itself. The softest cradle, holding stars not yet born and worlds not yet dreamed. Gravity is not just a force outside us. It lives in our bones too. It pulls the tides of our bodies. It keeps our hearts steady. It reminds us in every breath that we are part of something greater, something gently holding us close even when we cannot see it. And this invisible touch has no end. Light may have speed and time may pass, but gravity reaches across it all. A star far away still pulls on you. A planet you've never seen still tugs at your path. Nothing is alone. Everything is touching everything else through gravity's quiet thread. Inside a black hole, that thread pulls too tightly for light to escape. It holds everything inside, and even time, even space, even memory. But perhaps that pull doesn't crush, perhaps it transforms. Perhaps what feels like an end from the outside is a beginning on the inside. A place where gravity folds space so deeply that a new universe has room to grow. Some scientists believe that when a black hole forms, the collapse doesn't stop at nothingness. Instead, the gravity grows so tight it flips, it turns inside out. And in that moment, space and time begin again. New dimensions unfold, new constants awaken, a new breath of cosmos begins to stretch. And if that's true, then gravity isn't just a force, it's a gardener. Planting universes like seeds, tucking them deep into the soil of space, waiting for the bloom. This idea may sound dreamy, but it is wrapped in real questions. Why does gravity behave the way it does? Why is it so much weaker than other forces, yet so wide in reach? Why can it bend space, slow time, and cradle entire galaxies, yet also feel so soft under our feet? We don't know all the answers, but maybe we're not supposed to. Maybe gravity is not something to be solved, but something to be trusted. A soft promise written into the shape of everything, that we are held and we belong. Even the stars know this. When they die, they do not drift, they fall inward, into the arms of gravity. Some become white dwarfs, some become neutron stars, and the most massive ones collapse into black holes, not vanishing, but becoming part of something deeper. And if each black hole can become a universe, then the stars are not just dying, they are giving birth. It is strange to think that the heaviest thing in the universe can be the source of something as light as a thought. That gravity, so invisible and slow, can make the world possible. But perhaps that is its gift. It does not rush, it does not shout, it simply stays. It reminds us with every sunrise and falling leaf that we are part of the same unfolding. And in this unfolding, gravity is not alone. It moves with time, with space, with memory and motion and light. It holds galaxies like lanterns in the night. It carves rivers into the shape of planets. It gathers dust into stars and stars into dreams. So the next time you feel small or far away, remember this. Even at your tiniest, gravity is touching you. The earth holds you close. The moon pulls on your blood. The stars reach toward you as if remembering. And perhaps, in some quiet way, you pull back. Light is a soft traveller. It moves quietly, gently, like a whisper carried on the wind. It does not hurry or push. It simply flows, stretching across space and time, carrying stories from faraway places to where we can see them. Every star we see is telling a story, sending its light like a letter that took millions, sometimes billions of years to arrive. Imagine a single ray of light beginning its journey deep inside a black hole, inside the seed of a new universe. At first, it may seem trapped, wrapped tightly in folds of space and time. But as the universe unfolds and grows, that light is freed. It travels outward, spreading softly, touching everything it meets. It carries warmth, colour, and hope. Light travels at a speed unlike anything else. It moves so fast, nothing can catch it. But even light has its gentle ways. When it passes near a black hole, it bends and curves like a ribbon dancing in a breeze. It twists around massive objects, following the curves carved by gravity, painting the shapes of space in its glowing path. When you look up at the stars, you're seeing light that began its journey long ago. You're seeing history unfold softly in the sky. Each twinkle is a message from the past, a gentle reminder that time and space are connected by a light's quiet travel. Light also brings life to the universe. It warms the earth, gives energy to plants, and helps eyes see the colours of the world. Without light, everything would be still and dark like a dream without a dawn. Inside our universe, born from a black hole, light may have been the first thing to break free, like a baby's first breath, soft and new. And as it travelled, it began to shape the universe, making space bright, making time feel alive. Sometimes light travels through dust and gas, getting dimmer and softer, like a secret passed in a quiet room. Other times it bursts brightly, like a firework in the explosion of a dying star. No matter how it moves, light always carries a little magic, the magic of showing us what is and what might be. Light is also a gentle teacher, tells us about the universe's secrets through its colours and patterns. When scientists study light, they listen carefully to what it says, the way it bends, the way it shifts, the way it disappears. Every colour is a clue, every shadow a question, and even in the deepest darkness of a black hole, light's story continues. Though it cannot escape, its memory may linger. Encoded in the fabric of space, light's journey becomes part of the universe's soft memory, a gentle echo in the folds of space-time. So when you close your eyes and imagine the stars, remember the light that brought them to you, the light that travelled far and wide, bending through time and space, folding gently inside a universe born from a black hole. That light is a reminder that even in the darkest places, something soft and bright can grow and travel, carrying stories to our hearts. Deep inside the tiniest places, far smaller than anything we can see, there is a gentle dance going on. It is a dance without music, without sound, but full of life. Particles, the smallest bits of everything, swirl and move, weaving the very fabric of our universe. They are the quiet dancers, spinning softly in the invisible halls of space. These particles are not like people or animals. They do not have faces or voices, yet they are full of mystery and wonder. Sometimes they behave like little balls, bouncing gently. Sometimes they act like waves, flowing like ripples on a pond. They are soft and strange, moving in ways we can only imagine, but never quite see. If our universe is inside a black hole, then the dance of these particles might be different from what we expect. The rules that guide them could be shaped by the folds of space and time around them. They may spin in new rhythms, follow new patterns, or whisper secrets we have not yet heard. But no matter how they move, these tiny dancers build everything we know. They come together to make light and matter. They join hands to form atoms, stars, and planets. They hold hands even tighter to make life, the soft pulse of a heartbeat, the flutter of a butterfly's wings, the quiet breath of a child dreaming. The dance of particles is full of surprises. Sometimes two particles meet and vanish, only to reappear somewhere else, as if they are playing hide and seek. Sometimes a particle can be in two places at once, spinning gently between them, like a shadow that cannot decide where to rest. This strange behaviour reminds us that the universe is more magical than we ever imagined. In the quiet corners of space, particles talk in their own language, a language of energy and light, of waves and fields. They tell the universe how to grow, how to change, how to stay soft and alive. Their whispers become the laws of physics, the gentle rules that keep everything together. If our universe lives inside a black hole, then this dance might have started there, inside the deep, curved heart of gravity. There, particles may have first learned to spin, to flow, to build a cosmos. The dance could be an echo of that first fold, carrying the memory of something ancient and beautiful. Every atom in your body, every breath you take, every smile you give is part of that dance. You are made of particles that once danced in stars, in black holes, in the soft folds of space-time. You are part of the universe's quiet rhythm, moving gently with the music of everything. And perhaps, in the softest moments, when the world feels still and peaceful, you can feel the dance too. A gentle stirring inside, a reminder that you are part of something vast, something tender and alive. The dance never ends. It flows like a river that winds through time, carrying life and light wherever it goes. It holds the promise of new beginnings, new stars, new dreams. And as you close your eyes tonight, listen for the dance. It is always there, soft, steady, and full of wonder. Look up at the night sky, soft and deep, sprinkled with quiet points of light. The stars are like tiny lanterns, glowing far away, but close enough to feel like friends. They remind us that the universe is vast, wider than we can imagine, older than the oldest story told and full of secrets waiting to be heard. If our universe lives inside a black hole, then the endless sky above us is part of something even bigger. Imagine a giant dark bubble folded gently inside space and time, holding galaxies like pearls on a string. Each star we see is a spark inside this bubble, a light shining through the folds. The sky is not just empty space, it is a soft ocean of mystery, stretching beyond what our eyes can reach. Every star, every planet, every speck of dust is carried by the quiet currents of space. They drift, they swirl, they gather in graceful patterns like dancers moving in slow motion. The universe is growing, slowly unfolding like a flower opening at dawn. It has no rush, no hurry. It expands gently, making room for more stars, more worlds, more dreams. This growth is soft, like the slow breath of something alive. The endless sky is also a mirror. When we look at it, we see not just light, but time, because light takes time to travel. Looking at stars is like looking back in time. The twinkle we see tonight might have started its journey when dinosaurs walked the earth, or even before. Each star is a story reaching across the ages. If our universe is inside a black hole, then maybe these stars are part of a larger story, a story that began inside the folds of a cosmic mystery. The black hole might be like a seed pod, holding countless universes inside it, each with its own sky, its own stars, its own soft secrets. Sometimes the sky shows us the dance of light and shadow, the soft glow of the Milky Way, the gentle sweep of a comet, the slow drift of clouds across the moon. These moments remind us that even the biggest spaces are filled with delicate beauty, and in the quiet of the night, when the world feels still and peaceful, the endless sky invites us to dream, to wonder what lies beyond, to imagine the stories of stars yet unseen, of galaxies yet born. Maybe the sky is not just above us. Maybe it is all around us, folded inside the very space we live in. Maybe the universe is not just a place we are in, but something we are made of, a soft, endless sky inside a great, gentle black hole. As you close your eyes tonight, feel the sky's quiet embrace. Let it carry you softly on a journey through time and space. Know that you are part of this great, unfolding story, a story of light, of darkness, of quiet wonder, and somewhere deep inside the folds of the universe, a black hole holds the endless sky close, a tender guardian of stars, dreams, and the soft breath of time. Time is like a quiet river flowing softly through the universe. It moves without sound, without hurry, carrying moments like gentle leaves drifting downstream. Sometimes the river flows fast, sometimes slow, but always steady, always calm. If our universe lives inside a black hole, then time might behave in ways we cannot fully see or feel. Near the edge of a black hole, time slows down like a lullaby stretched long and soft. Seconds become gentle pauses. Moments linger like whispers. Inside, time could fold back on itself, weaving stories that loop and swirl like the currents of a river. We often think of time as a line, straight and unbroken. But perhaps it is more like the soft bends of a winding river, curving around rocks, pooling in quiet corners, then flowing onward again. This river, the past and future touch gently, like hands meeting under the water. Inside a black hole, the flow of time is wrapped in gravity's quiet embrace. The stronger the pull, the slower time moves. Imagine a clock ticking softly, its hands moving so slowly that a minute feels like an hour, and an hour like a day. In this place, time itself becomes part of the universe's gentle rhythm. Our own experience of time feels steady, but even here, time can stretch and shrink. When you watch the stars move across the sky, or listen to the soft rustle of leaves, you feel time's river flowing around you. It carries memories and dreams, hopes and rest, all gently floating in its endless current. If the universe inside a black hole is cradled by time's river, then every moment is a part of a larger flow. Every heartbeat, every breath, every quiet thought is carried forward by the soft current of time, held close and never lost. This river of time does not rush. It does not pull us away from ourselves. Instead, it invites us to drift slowly, to notice the beauty in every moment, to listen to the silence between the beats. And perhaps, as you lie here now, drifting towards sleep, you are floating on this gentle river. The current holds you safe, carrying you through dreams and stars, through places unseen but deeply felt. Time is a soft gift, a quiet dance of moments, woven into the fabric of space, held by the gentle pull of gravity, flowing forever in the heart of the universe. The universe is a story without end. It began softly, in a place where space and time curled inward, folded gently like petals waiting to open. If our universe is inside a black hole, then its beginning was quiet, not a loud bang or crash, but a tender unfolding, like a flower stretching toward the morning light. Inside that quiet place, gravity's gentle pull held everything close, weaving space and time into a soft cradle. From this cradle, stars were born, light was born, and time began to flow like a gentle river, carrying the universe forward with a soft and steady breath. We are part of that story, made from the dust of stars that once danced inside black holes, carried by light that travelled across the ages. Our lives are woven into the folds of space and time, connected by the quiet threads of gravity and light. The universe inside the black hole is like a secret garden, hidden just beyond what we see, full of wonder and mystery. It reminds us that even in the deepest darkness there is softness, a place where beginnings are gentle and endings are just new beginnings waiting to bloom. As you close your eyes now, feel the quiet beginning wrapped around you like a warm blanket. Know that you are held by the same gentle forces that shape the stars, the galaxies, and the endless sky above. Let the soft rhythm of the universe lull you into peaceful dreams, dreams of light, of space, of time flowing like a river, carrying you on a journey through the quiet heart of all that is. And in this stillness, remember that every moment is a part of the universe's gentle story, a story of love, of wonder, of soft beginnings that stretch into forever. Sleep now beneath the endless sky, inside the quiet embrace of the universe, a universe born inside a black hole, soft as a whisper, deep as a dream.